Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at the Yamaha AG03 mixing console. It's a USB audio interface as well as a mixer, and in my opinion it's a lot better than most dedicated audio interfaces because it can do a few extra things and for not much more money. So first of all, this was kind of designed with streamers in mind, like Twitch streamers or just any kind of professional streamers in general. But it's really useful for pretty much anyone who's recording audio to a PC. It comes in two different sizes. This is the small one, the AG03, because it has 3 inputs. And there's also an AG06 with, you guessed it, 6 inputs. The AG06 has 2 XLR inputs where this one has 1. That's useful for some people. I didn't really need it, and it wasn't really worth the extra $50 for me. But they have the same features otherwise, so I'm just going to talk about this one, and it'll give you a good audio sample of how it sounds. The microphone I'm using is the Audio-Technica AT2035, so you should be getting good audio quality. And let's get into the information. When I got this, it was kind of a little bit of a pain to set up because I didn't know what I was doing. So I'm gonna go through setting it up real quick so other people don't have these issues. The first thing you need to do when you get it is just plug it in, turn it on. This is the power switch. Not gonna switch it because it'll turn it off, but yeah, turn it on, and you gotta install the drivers. They're the Yamaha Steinberg USB drivers, and Steinberg is a division of Yamaha that makes audio interfaces as well as some other things, I think. But this is basically a Steinberg USB audio interface with a few specialized features with, like, streaming in mind and stuff. So get those drivers, and let me just show you what that looks like here. This is the driver configuration. You know when you go into Windows to like change the sampling frequency, sample rate and everything? You can't do that with this thing. You have to do it through the driver. So you just open up the driver window and you can change the sample rate here. Not within the normal Windows menu, you have to do it here. It took me a while to figure that out. I couldn't figure out why I couldn't change it from 44.1, because I wanted 48, because that's basically what all my stuff uses. So that's the first tip. That'll save some people some headaches, hopefully. Let's go back to Audition. Second thing is, once you get it up and running, gonna have to talk about the buttons. I couldn't get this thing to output sound through the headphones for a little bit. But this is your PC volume. So if you play something on the PC, this is what controls the volume of your PC. So if you're playing a game, this is your game volume. I recommend turning both the microphone and the output, volume on your PC to 100, and just controlling everything on the mixer. Makes things much easier, and I think you probably get a little better quality. So that's your PC volume. This is your headphone volume, your monitor. Like, this is making myself louder in my headphones, and that actually hurts my ears a little bit. So this is how loud you hear yourself. These two are the only ones that most people are going to be concerned with. This one controls your speaker volume. That's these here. So if you have like powered monitors, you can control the volume of them separately from the volume of your headphones, which is really nice. Not all audio interfaces have that. Well, not all audio interfaces even have a monitor out at all. So this one controls the volume of channel 2 and 3, which is a guitar input and a keyboard input, or just a generic left and right input. You have what is this? Is that a pad? I think it's a pad. You have a high and low gain. High and low gain, rather. On the XLR input, you have phantom power and a 10 decibel pad, so you'll notice if I press this, I get really, really quiet. This is a fader for your microphone volume. Separate from this, but that's a convenient way to mute yourself if you need to mute yourself. This controls the compression and EQ. I'll show you that in a moment, and this controls the effects. So you may or may not notice there's a slight reverb here. I'll show you how to control that in a minute. This switch controls the mode. So if you turn it to loopback, you actually get to hear in your recordings what's playing on your PC. That's the part that most mixers can't do. Most of the time you have to have a separate mixer to do this, and it's really quite odd that Yamaha decided to do this and put it all into this for such a cheap price, you know, considering the amount of equipment it would take otherwise to do it. Headset input and output. This is something that this thing does that most other things do not. It actually has a dedicated input for a headset microphone or something like this. This is a Rode Video Micro. You can connect to this thing actually if you need to, but it actually outputs the proper amount of plug-in power for a headset microphone, which is 5 volts, I believe, as opposed to 48 for like a condenser. If you plug in a headset microphone, I'll demonstrate it. If you plug in a headset microphone, it will automatically switch to that and replace channel 1 with it. So, for example, here we have this. And now you're listening to me on this. So, that's quite convenient if you have a headset and you want to use it occasionally. Because otherwise, you'd have to have like a little separate sound card or something. Now, let's get into the software, why don't we? Let's go to here. This is the software to control all the DSP stuff, which is this. Shut up, cat! Sorry about that. Okay, so this turns it on and off, so now you'll notice that the compression is gone and everything. It's really nice to have this. So this is channel 1, channel 2. Obviously, if you have an AG06, this is your second XLR mic. You can control them independently, which is nice. I like that quite a bit. But you can change all this stuff, and you know, you can experiment with this. Oh Lord, you can experiment with that. Let me just go back to here. My normal settings. You have a high pass filter, which you can turn on and off, and adjust, you know, the frequency. You can have, is it 5? I think it's that. I think you can have 5 points of EQ, and you can have different types of points. I don't mess with these much. I just have this one preset, and I like it, and I stick with it because I think it sounds good. But it's just really cool that you can do all this, because usually to get this you'd have to buy an audio interface that costs like $200, I think. The Steinberg U44, I think, has it. But this costs $150 and you can get it. So that's very nice. And on the effects preset, this is just reverb basically, but you get to control all these different components of it. And let me just turn it on for you. And I don't use it because I don't need it, but you can see here. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. See, how do I make it? There we go. Echo. But yeah, that's That's that. I'll leave it on room. You can have the amount of the effect applied. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. This is hall, room, stage, and so on. And just put it back to there, and I'm gonna turn it off because I don't like the way it sounds, because I don't need it. Here we have a guitar amp simulator, so if you have a guitar, you can plug it into here, and you can simulate different types of guitar amp sounds. I don't have a guitar, so I cannot demonstrate that for you, but I'm sure there's someone on YouTube who has. Let's see here. That's pretty much all there is to this. There's easy mode as well, but it's not very useful. It comes defaulted to easy mode. Just click here to get the proper settings. I'm not going to click this because it defaults back. Actually, yeah, I will. Yeah. Okay, so, oh lord, turn that off. There we go. Yeah, so that's that. That's what it looks like. I go back here. My preset back. So that's that. That's about all I have. Let me turn this off so you can just hear the normal quality. That's about all I have for this video. I really like the thing. I think it sounds really good, and I would highly recommend it for anyone who is either a streamer or just records stuff on their PC, needs a good audio interface with some extra features for not a lot of extra price. So thank you guys for watching. There will be links in the description to this as well as the 2035 if you want to check those out. It's always highly encouraged. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.